You listen, and hear a disembodied voice, which does not seem to have a physical form before you. Can you tell what I am? It is I, the Puzzler! To all who have returned and arrived, I shall now impart to you all a riddle to solve. It is not a lie, but it is not real. It is set in the past, yet it has no relevance in the present, though it still holds a strong connection within the words that are conveyed to imagination. Is the answer becoming clear to you yet? That's right, it's Fable! No, not that Fable! I meant the puzzle game before the RPG game. Back in 1996. Really? None of you have heard of it? Oh, good lord. Just roll the game footage. Yes, this is the game I think about whenever someone mentions the name Fable to me. This point-and-click puzzle game that I spent playing on many hours on my PC, which at the time had both DOS and Windows versions. This game never became well known, and thus was lost under the radar amongst lots of other computer games that became more popular. But believe me when I say, this game is most likely the most unheard of point-and-click puzzle game in existence, that even Wikipedia has virtually nothing on it. Sadly, the game, unlike the first two we looked into, plays more like a pure adventure game, telling quite a serious tale, though with many quirky moments popping up here and there. Thrusted into the world of Volcane, you follow the tale of Quickthorpe, who is sent out into the world to defeat the four beasts and reclaim the jewels they possess, to save his village and the four lands from their tyranny. Whatever that was, cause all they seemed to do was stay put in one place, let everyone in the lands talk about how powerful and dangerous they are, only to just stand in a specific spot like an immobile target, for you to do goodness knows what to them from a safe distance. But while on his dangerous, perilous quest for the jewels, you will probably notice that Quickthorpe is a little easily sidetracked.
Only if you take off that bulky swimsuit. How about we get more comfortable? Let's get naked and take a swim in the lake. You first.
The lake is blimmin' frozen solid, you moron! Use the upstairs brain, not the downstairs one! Okay, other than that, I am sure there is a kind, compassionate hero that we can all look up to. Did he just steal a lollipop from a child? I know it's a gargoyle child, but still, what a complete and utter twat! For that, I think this man deserves this for his unforgivable actions. For goodness sakes, there must have been some reason why they sent this idiotic git out for. I mean, there must be something that makes him special.
That all the other village people are either too busy or just not interested.
Oh, wonderful! In other words, he was unemployed, had nothing better to do, and was the last resort for the whole village. But still, it sounds like a good idea. It would certainly give someone who's not doing anything something to do, like, say, a certain antagonist reviewer. Hey! At the time Fable came out, it was close to the end of the era of companies working with 2D graphics, and it shows how far the style has been mastered, and what effort went into creating this game. All the hand-drawn sceneries are very detailed and absolutely stunning to explore, and it wasn't hard to some points feel awestruck to what your eyes beheld, and the characters also were exceptional in detail, and had lovely animation, and the voice talent were not bad either. Simbiosis Interactive, though not well known, undoubtedly did a splendid job with the graphics, which made us want to search all the lands of Volcane. Though the most interesting thing about this game is usually most puzzle games would have music, but Fable only has two pieces, the prologue and intro themes. which sound nice, but the rest of the game immerses you into its setting, with the clever use of atmospherics, which adds a lovely touch to the experience. I will not lie to you though, advancing through the plot isn't easy. The puzzles can be really complex, forcing players to really put on their thinking hats, in order to find out which item worked with what, and where said item should be used for. But most times it's more about trying to find that single item you've overlooked. Now the interface is different from the usual because instead of having certain text to choose from, you had to change your mouse pointer to one of the 5 actions, which are walk, look, talk, use, and take. Though depending on where you pointed your mouse pointer at, you may be limited to doing certain actions. Though I should also note that in order to get into your inventory, you have to use the look icon on Quickform himself in order to open the inventory screen. There are also many occasions where taking a closer look at things will give results, for many puzzles require you to interact to the area you're inspecting, which is represented by the paddle box around the designated spot that you're examining. Now allow me to introduce you to a concept in puzzle games that caught me off guard when I first played through this game. Usually puzzle games are very lenient in what you could do without any risk, but in this game, if you try to commit something out of stupidity or reckless curiosity, then Quickform will suffer a fatal death.
Finish him. Fatality. Fatality. Outstanding. Fatality. Excellent. Harakiri. Fatality. Flawless victory.
Yes, this concept was present in many old puzzle games at the time, which forced players to save often and reload if they came across an unfortunate fate at any time, meaning you would have to play it very cautiously and really think about what you're doing at all times. Interestingly to note, the ending for this game was considered terrible and felt anticlimactic to those who played through it all, only to be treated to a really poor and confusing end to the tale. Though rumor has it that the ending was so bad that the creators re-released a second version of the game with a better ending, but whether this is true or not is still debatable, and proof has yet to be found in physical form. Even with the complex puzzles, I was still able to get through the game with quite a bit of trial and error. I rarely found myself stuck, save for some points which made me try every item in my inventory, at most times on everything as you expect. But there was one place where I found myself stuck for nearly days, where I found myself on a ship out in the middle of the sea. Odd. I am getting a strange sense of deja vu from this. Must just be me. As I was saying, out at sea you need to find a way to get to the engulfed fortress that is underwater. But since this is the time when diving gears were not invented yet, and Quickform is no freakwood in holding his breath, you have to make do with mystical means to help him breathe underwater. Now everything you will need to do this will be in sight on the ship for taking, save for at least one small locked chest that is housing a special gem, which will solve this. But there is no key to be found anywhere on the ship. But there is a hairpin, and in Puzzle Games 101 you would expect this to help open it, but yet even using that doesn't seem to unlock the stubborn little chest. Now I found the answer in the end, but I do not wish for you all to feel cheated, or even irritated like I was at this point, so I will take pity and offer you the riddle that will loosen the lock on this puzzle for you. The lock may seem unmovable, but a new twist is all you need to easily bend the lock to your will. Here, it's not much I know, but it's better than nothing, right? I like this game for its challenging puzzles, setting, and beautiful graphics, but it's so hard to recommend when the ending part of the story was so poor. But if you're still interested in giving this lovely game a try, and haven't got high expectations for the story, then there could be CDs you can purchase if you look around online for it, though it's very rare to find thanks to the more modern game series that uses the same title. or you can purchase it from mobygames.com or other similar online stores that sell old games that can be rarely found these days. As our time draws to a close, I shall now take my leave. I wish you luck in picking the lock to the chest for the jewel, and I shall puzzle you next time on The Puzzler!
Here you go, pal. But please don't look at my picture. It's mighty embarrassing. I'm looking a bit overweight.
Nah, you're just big boned. Ha! Knew I could get one in.